Hello, my lovely viewers and my dear students. Welcome to my math distance learning session. Today's lesson is going to be the part 4 of the chapter that we started few days back on probability and measurement. And let me tell you the learning objectives of today's topic, geometric probability. We are going to be covering this topic in two parts. Today we are going to be working on part 1 of geometric probability, where our learning objective would be to find the probability by using length. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. And in this session, you will also be solving. Okay, so let's recall the definition of probability before we move further. So probability tells us how likely or something is going to happen in the long run. And we can calculate probability by looking at the outcomes of the experiment or by reasoning about the possible outcomes. So here I want you to recall, students, that in probability we have some set of all possible outcomes of an experiment which we call sample space. In the previous videos on probability and measurement, you have seen a lot about sample space, how we represent the sample space and all of that. So any set of outcomes out of those sample space is called an event. So all of these terms you already know. We are quickly recalling before we move on to geometric probability. Okay, and herein I would like you to recall also the formula for theoretical probability. If every outcome in the sample space is equally likely, then we can say that the formula to calculate the theoretical probability would be represented by capital P, which is given by this important formula. So I'm going to put a star mark here to remind you that this is quite important. And the probability is equal to number of outcomes in the event divided by the total number of outcomes in the sample space. So if you want, you may represent this formula in this way. So P of E, that is representing the probability of an event E, is equal to the favorable outcomes. So whatever event or whatever experiment we are selecting, what are the favorable outcomes to that event are going to come on top of the probability formula. And on the bottom where you write the denominator would be the total number of possible outcomes that are there in the sample space. So this fraction would denote your probability. That's the important formula you should remember always. So let's now come to our key concept, that is the length probability ratio. Now what is this key concept? Let's understand. So you will have to focus on this diagram which I've put in here for you. So there is a long segment, as you can see, AD, and inside it contains a smaller segment BC. So I may write in this way that BC is contained inside AD. So we may say that BC here represents the smaller segment and AD represents the larger or the bigger segment. Okay, now if we have to find the probability that the line segment 1 contains another line segment 2 and a point which is selected on segment 1, which is chosen at random here, will also be on point 2, then that probability you can find by taking the ratio or dividing the length of the two segments. So remember always, your smaller segment will come on the top. So here you have the smaller segment divided by the length of the bigger or the larger segment. So now if you may just put in the numbers or the values here. So if the point E is lying on AD and that point is chosen at random, okay, then the probability that that point E, which is going to be in that line segment ED, is also on the segment BC. So it must be somewhere in between. Here maybe on BC it can be this point, let me change color. So E can be here, it can be here, anywhere. So if the point E is going to be inside the BC segment, the smaller segment, then that ratio of probability is given by the length of BC divided by AD. So this is what is your probability formula for the length or the length probability ratio. Now it is called ratio. Why? Because you are dividing. That is the reason why you have the name ratio. And length, because we are taking the length and we are dividing them to calculate the probability. Okay, so let's take example 1. Here we are going to see how we can use length to find geometrical probability. Now here you can see AD is the biggest line segment. Okay, and you are given 2 points in between B and C, so you have a smaller line segments also, AB or BC, all of these are smaller, and the length is also mentioned. So AB, let me write here, as you can look from the figure, is 2 units, BC is also 2 units, and CD is equal to 7 units. So if you want to just add them all to get your AD, the longest line segment, then 2 plus 2 plus 7, that's what you're going to do. You'll add all of these numbers, so this will come out to be 11 units. Okay, now let's read the question. Point Z is chosen random on AD. So on the longest line segment, the point is chosen randomly. Find the probability that Z is on AB. So we are concerned, let me just highlight, maybe I'll use a lighter color here. So we are concerned that the point Z should lie on AB. So that means we will be looking at this length only, which is definitely 2 units. Also, we are given that the point Z is chosen at random. It is lying on AD, that is for sure. So we'll also take the longest line segment, which is AD, and we've already calculated that to be 11. So these two numbers will help us to find the probability. So let's apply the formula for length probability ratio. So I'm going to be simply saying that the probability that that point Z is on AB is equal to the smaller line segment AB divided by the bigger, which is AD. So we'll plug in the values. 2 is AB, 11 is AD, that's the length. We substitute, and that's what is the answer. Now this is a fraction that you have received. This is a ratio, if I may say that. So the probability that Z is on AB, if you want to express that in fraction, the answer would be 2 divided by 11. If you want to put that in decimals, it will be 0.12, and if you want to write in percentage, this is going to be the answer. So that completes your solution. All 3 ways are going to give you the same answer. 3 ways, fraction, decimal and percentage, to represent your probability. Okay, so let's now check your progress with this multiple choice question ABCD. There are 4 options. I want you to choose the correct one. So let me read out the question. The point R is chosen at random on LO. That means the longest segment. So to calculate LO, you may just add the numbers given here. So this will be the total length, and this will come out to be 30 units. Now you have to find the probability that the point R is on MN. So MN is this line segment. The length is given to be 13. So the smaller line segment is 30. Now according to your formula for probability ratio, you just have to take the smaller segment divided by the bigger one. So smaller is 13, bigger is 30. So your answer has to be A, 13 over 30. That is the probability of the question. Let's now look at a real world problem, and this is going to be very exciting for all the science students especially. So Halley's Comet orbits the Earth after every 76 years. So you will see how you can solve a problem in a very exciting way. So total number of years that it is taking to orbit the Earth is 76. What is the probability that the Halley's Comet will complete an orbit within the next decade? So now we are going to apply line probability, and we are going to model this real world problem in a very exciting way. So how we are going to do that? We are looking at decade. That means we are looking at 10 years value. So we can use a number line to model this situation. So we are doing a modeling, and since the comet orbits around 76 years, that is going to be the maximum length for sure. So we are going to model this by a number line. As you can see, we start with 0 years and we are taking it till 80, so that we have 10-year gap at each interval. Now we know it will orbit again in 76 years or less. So on the number line below, the event of the orbit in the next 10 years is modeled by EF. So I have taken here 3 points, E, F and G. E and F together have a length of 10 years. This is what we need to find, and the total length, if you take it from E to G, is going to be 76 years. Now after every 10 interval we have put a bigger mark, and after every 5 we have put a smaller mark, just to keep our number line uniform. So let's now use this number line to find our geometric probability. Okay, so let's now continue with the question. So let's find the probability. We are going to use the length probability ratio. So as per the number line, we are going to take the smaller length EF and divide by the bigger length EG. So this probability that the Halley's Comet is going to orbit in less than a decade would be 10 divided by 76, because these two lengths we've already seen. And if you want to simplify, put it in the simplest fraction, it will come out to be 5/38. Now in a similar way as for the last question or the last example, you can convert this fraction, or you can write your answer in 3 different ways. If you put it in fraction, it will come out to be 5 divided by 38. If you put it in decimal, it will be 0.13, and in percentage it will be 13%. At the question, you get a multiple choice. If there are 4 options, you will see which one is matching, whether it is decimal, percentage or fraction, and choose the correct answer. So I want you to try this problem now. I'll give you a few seconds to think about, and then I'll show you the correct answer. The correct answer when you solve will come out to be D, that is 3 divided by 4. That was all for the session today. Thank you for joining, viewers, and see you in my next video. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more and more maths videos. Bye-bye. Stay tuned to my channel Mathematics Made Easy for the next video on this topic, Geometric Probability Part 2.